की जय।
जय।
नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय।
जय।
पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। गंगा माई की जय। यमुना माई की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। सामवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।
हरि हरि।
All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatani. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet. Nashta Prayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 11. Lord Krishna's entrance into Dwarka. Text 26. Shriyo nivaso yasyoraha panapatram mukham drisham bahavo lokapalanam saranganam padambujam. Shriyo nivaso yasyoraha panapatram mukham drisham bahavo lokapalanam saranganam padambujam. Shriyo nivaso yasyoraha panapatram mukham drisham bahavo lokapalanam saranganam padambujam.
Hare Krishna. Shriyo Nivaso Yashoraha Panapatram Mukham Drisham Bahavo Lokapalanam Saranganam Padambujam.
Hare Krishna. Shriyo Nivaso Yashoraha Panapatram Mukham Drisham Bahavo Lokapalanam Saranganam Padambujam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shriyo Nivaso Yasyoraha Panapatram Mukham Drisham Bahavo Lokapalanam Saranganam Padambujam.
Hare Krishna. Shriyo Nivaso Yashyora Panapatram Mukham Drasam Bahavo Lokapalanam Saranganam Padambujam.
Hare Krishna. Shriyo Nivaso Yashyora Panapatram Mukham Drisham Bahavo Lokapalanam Saranganam Padambujam. Hare Krishna.
Shriyo Nivaso Yasyora Panapatram Mukham Drisham Bahavo Lokapalanam Saranganam Padambujam.
Okay. Word-to-word translation. Shriyaha, of the goddess of fortune. Nivasaha, residential place. Yasya, one whose. Uraha, chest. Panapatram, the drinking pot. Mukham, face. Drisham, of eyes. Bahavaha, the arms. Lokapalanam, of the administrative demigods. Saranganam, of the devotees who talk and sing of the essence or substance. Pada Ambujam, the lotus feet. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charnarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The Lord's chest is the abode of the goddess of fortune. His moon-like face is the drinking vessel for eyes, which hanker after all that is beautiful. His arms are the resting places for the administrative demigods, and his lotus feet are the refuge of pure devotees who never talk or sing of any subject except his lordship. Purport. There are different classes of human beings, all seeking different enjoyments from different objects. There are persons who are seeking after the favor of the goddess of fortune, and for them, the Vedic literatures give information that the Lord is always served with all reverence by thousands and thousands of goddesses of fortune at the Chintamani Dham, the transcendental abode of the Lord, where the trees are all desire trees and the buildings are made of touchstone. The Lord Govinda is engaged there in herding the Surabhi cows as his natural occupation. These goddesses of fortune can be seen automatically if we are attracted by the bodily features of the Lord. The impersonalists cannot observe such goddesses of fortune because of their dry speculative habit. And those who are artists overtaken by the beautiful creation should better see to the beautiful face of the Lord for complete satisfaction. The face of the Lord is the embodiment of beauty. What they call beautiful nature is but his smile, and what they call the sweet songs of the birds are but specimens of the whispering voice of the Lord. There are administrative demigods in charge of departmental service of cosmic management. And there are tiny administrative gods in the state service. They are always afraid of other competitors. But if they take shelter of the arms of the Lord can protect them always from the attacks of enemies. A faithful servant of the Lord, engaged in the service of administration, is the ideal executive head and can well protect the interest of the people in general. I'll read that sentence again. A faithful servant of the Lord, engaged in the service of administration, is the ideal executive head and can well protect the interest of the people in general. Other so-called administrators are symbols of anachronisms, leading to the acute distress of the people who are governed by them. The administrators can remain safely under the protection of the arms of the Lord. The essence of everything is the Supreme Lord. He is called the Saram, and those who sing and talk about him are called the Sarangas, or the pure devotees. The pure devotees are always hankering after the lotus feet of the Lord. The lotus has a kind of honey which is transcendently relished by the devotees. They are like the bees who are always after the honey. Srila Rupa Goswami, the great devotee Acharya of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, has sung a song about this lotus honey, comparing himself to the bee. Quote, "O my Lord Krishna, I beg to offer my prayers unto you. My mind is like the bee, and it is after some honey. Kindly, therefore, give my bee mind a place at your lotus feet, which are the resources for all transcendental honey. I know that even big demigods like Brahma do not see the rays of the nails of your lotus feet, even though they are engaged in deep meditation for years together. Still, O infallible one, my ambition is such, for you are very merciful to your surrendered devotees. O Madhava, I know also that I have no genuine devotion for the service of your lotus feet. But because your lordship is inconceivably powerful, you can do what is impossible to be done. Your lotus feet can deride even the nectar of the heavenly kingdom, and therefore I am very much attracted by them. O Supreme Eternal, please therefore let my mind be fixed at your lotus feet, so that eternally I may be able to relish the taste of your transcendental service." Unquote. The devotees are satisfied with being placed at the lotus feet of the Lord and have no ambition to see his all beautiful face or aspire for the protection of the strong arms of the Lord. They are humble by nature, and the Lord is always leaning towards such humble devotees. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shriyo Nivaso Yasyoraha Panapatram Mukham Drisham Bahavo Lokapalanam Saranganam Padambujam. So we'll just look at the context first, and then we will come back to studying this verse more in detail. So what is the context here? Krishna is entering into Dwaraka. Lord Krishna is returning from Hastinapur. So in the past several weeks, we saw how when the Dwarkavasis heard the conch shell of Lord Krishna, they just dropped whatever it is that they were doing. It was as if, they got life back, as if they were not living until then. When they heard the conch of Krishna, they all ran. So Krishna blew the conch shell when he was in the outskirts of the city. So all the residents, all the citizens went. We also saw a description of Dwaraka, how Dwaraka is decorated with all auspicious signs, with lamps and what else, with leaves, right? Mango leaves and all auspicious coconuts, like that. And the roads, they were nicely decorated. The arches were decorated with flags, festoons, like that. And then also we saw how all the members, of the family members, like Vasudev ji, Ugrasen Maharaj, Balaram, Lord Balaram, and Pradyumna, Samba, everyone is going, they're all going on their chariots with elephants in front, hastily going to receive Krishna. And all types of, different groups of citizens, the prostitutes, the singers, the dancers, the performers, all types of, citizens, they all went to receive Krishna. And Krishna, when he approached them, they are coming towards Krishna, and when Krishna approached them, then he reciprocated with each one, just according to their desire. So those who were his equal, he embraced them, he shook hands with some, and then he simply glanced at some, smiled at some, like that. He bowed down before the elders in this way. And then now, along with those residents who had come to receive him, now he is entering into the city. So when Krishna entered into the city, what did Krishna see? All the respectable ladies of Dwaraka. They all got onto the rooftops. It is specifically mentioned they're respectable ladies of Dwaraka, so they wouldn't come out in the public. They would stay, they would stay, they wouldn't come on in front of everyone in the public. So out of their natural shyness, so they were standing there, but they were very eager to take darshan of Krishna. So here, there's a question that's coming up. Dwaraka Vasis are accustomed to seeing Krishna all the time, isn't it? They are seeing Krishna every day. So do we also have an experience like this when some important person comes? I have seen in India, I don't have an experience here, but sometimes when the Prime Minister of the country is visiting our town, you will see the streets are all thronged on either sides with people, so many people, or maybe the Chief Minister is coming, right? He's just passing. It's not a common affair to see an important person pass by, your home or through your hometown. So everybody just gets on top of houses, roofs to take a look. But if you were living in, let's say here, Washington, DC, and if you are used to seeing the cars going by all the time, the president's car, I don't know, I'm just guessing. And if you have seen, or the White House, or, the important person you've seen thousands of times, would you be so eager to just, get on top of roofs to go and take darshan of him? So this is quite, amazing. They've seen him so many times, and these are ladies. Ladies don't come out, but they're so eager. They're getting on top of the roofs to take darshan of Krishna. Why? What's so amazing about Krishna? That's being explained in this verse. Why, in spite of seeing him so many times, so we read in yesterday's verse that the thing is, Krishna's beauty in this world, when you enjoy something, it has a limit, a point of satiation. When you reach that point, you don't enjoy it anymore. That enjoyment starts dwindling. And if you're forced to take it, it even becomes, you become repulsive to that. You take anything in this world. But with Krishna, after seeing him so many times, instead of becoming satiated, their hankering is only increasing more and more. They're becoming more and more eager to see him. So I have not personally witnessed this, but I have heard it in lectures. I'm not fortunate enough to see this, but I heard in Vrindavan, devotees, they go to take darshan of the Lord in Mangalarti. And they come from all neighboring places. They are not just residents of Vrindavan. They come from other surrounding villages, towns, cities also. And they go to, when they go to take darshan of the deity, some of you may have seen, I heard in Jaipur also, when you go to take darshan of Radha Govindji, they see Krishna every day. But in the morning when the curtain opens, everyone is just pushing forward to go and take darshan of the Lord. And they bring so many rose petals, rose flowers, and they're showering the deities with rose petals. They get something new every day. With every darshan, it only becomes sweeter and sweeter. So what is it in Krishna that is so attractive? That's what we are. Yes. So in Mayapur also, hundreds of buses, they come. And we are, we have taken to this path of Krishna consciousness. And, we have taken vows. So we rise in the morning to attend Mangalarti as a duty. At least initially we start that, even if it is, it's not what we may want to do in the morning. We may feel like sleeping, but still duty calls. So you just get up and you go. But you see, the visitors that come to Mayapur, so many of them, during festival times, they even don't get rooms. Like people coming from villages, they just go and sleep in the parks, But for Mangalarti, everybody comes. The whole temple hall is packed to take darshan of Krishna. So why is it like that? That's being explained in this verse. So this verse says, Shriyo Nivaso Yasyoraha. Shriya means Lakshmi Devi. Nivasa means her residence. Yasya means whose? Means Lakshmi's residence. Where is it? Uraha. Uraha means chest. Krishna's body is so beautiful, so attractive. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, different classes of human beings are seeking different enjoyments from different objects. That's how Srila Prabhupada puts it. So in this case, in this verse, we see Lakshmi Devi. She's attracted to the chest of Krishna. His chest is so beautiful that she made her permanent residence there. She won't leave that place. We go to the temple, take darshan and come home. But she finds his chest so attractive, she cannot leave it. She just made her residence there. She lives there all the time. Next is Pana Patram Mukham Drisham. Pana Patram means drinking pot. Pana, right? Panakam, pana, drinking. Pana Patram is a vessel, pot. So what is this Pana Patram? Mukham, the Lord's moon-like face. That's a drinking pot. Drinking pot means, you say, like a cup, right? A cup in which you drink. So what are you drinking? And it's a cup for what? For the eyes. For the eyes. Mukham Drisham. Drisham means for the vision. So Krishna's lotus face is the cup for the eyes. Cup to drink what? The beauty, right? So those who are attracted to seeing beautiful things, what is the perfection of their vision? What is the perfection of their vision? To see, when they see the beautiful face of Krishna, That is the perfection. Next is Bahavo Lokapalanam. Bahu, arms. Bahavo Lokapal. Who are Lokapalas? The administrators of the universe, the demigods who are maintaining the universe. What are they attracted to? They are attracted to the arms of Krishna. Lakshmi Devi is attracted to the chest, and those who are attracted to beautiful things, they will be attracted to the beautiful face of Krishna. And the demigods or the administrators, they will be attracted to the arms of Lord Krishna. And Saranganam Padambujam. Saranga. Saranga means, Srila Prabhupada translates, somebody needs to be muted. Okay. Yeah. Saranganam means the devotees. The devotees, what are they attracted to? To Padambujam. Ambujam means lotus. Pada means feet. So the devotees are attracted to the lotus feet. So you understand the connection? The residents of Dwaraka, and we see that with the example of the ladies, even though they have seen Krishna thousands of times, they're hankering to see him every day, every moment. Why? Because Krishna is all attractive. How? We see an example here. His chest is so attractive. His face is so attractive. His arms are so attractive. His lotus feet are so attractive. But the point here is, different people, different classes of people are attracted to different aspects of Krishna. As we see in Bhagavad Gita 4:11, Krishna says, Ye yathamam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajami. Mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvashah. So, as one surrenders to me, I reward him accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O Arjuna. The second part. Everyone follows my path in all respects. So, whether somebody is being a jnani or somebody is simply admiring the nature, the beauty, or somebody is an administrator. So according to my position, I get attracted to that particular aspect of the Supreme Lord. So Srila Prabhupada gives in the purport nice examples. So if somebody is attracted to the goddess of fortune, what does that mean? Who is not attracted to the goddess of fortune in this world? Everyone wants wealth, isn't it? They're working hard, studying so much, and whatever else they're doing, they want money. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. That's what people want in this world. If they do dharma, dharma means what? Duty, right? Whatever work you do here, religious work or whatever, duty, dharma, so that you can get artha. You want wealth. You want the favor of goddess of fortune. And then when you get the favor, of course, you want to enjoy kama. So in this world, majority of the people want the favor of goddess of fortune. So what do? They worship Lakshmi Devi. So if you see many businessmen, you will see they will have, by many, almost all businessmen. You go to any cloth shop in India, you will see a deity of only Lakshmi Devi. They worship. And on certain festivals, they have Lakshmi Puja, worship Lakshmi Devi. You want her favor. But here is a message. Those who want the favor of Lakshmi Devi, how can you get her favor? Shriyo nivaso yasyoraha. She always resides on the chest of the Lord. So there's in Brahma Samhita, Srila Prabhupada is quoting, Chintamani prakara sadma sukalpa vriksha laksha vriteshu surabhi rabhipalayantam Lakshmi sahasra shata sambrama sevyamanam. Lakshmi sahasra shata sambrama sevyamanam. In the spiritual world where Lord Krishna is residing, what is the description of that spiritual world? Of course, there's so much opulence. The buildings are all built with gems, and Krishna is engaged in herding the cows. But he's also served by hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis. You're interested in Lakshmi? Then you should go to Krishna. Because not one Lakshmi, hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis are with Krishna. So even if you are desiring the favor of goddess fortune, or even if you're desiring some material result, what is the object of your, what should be the ultimate object of your worship? Krishna. Then Prabhupada says the impersonalists, they cannot get Lakshmi. They cannot see Lakshmi Devi because of their, they have a fault of speculative habit. So we cannot get any, we cannot get any good result by speculation. Even if you desire something material, if you follow if you're obedient to the Supreme Lord, that's much better. You get the result. That's the path of dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Actually, you follow the Vedic injunctions, you enjoy in this world, and at the end you also get liberation. That's the plan. Dharma, artha, kama, and ultimately moksha. But somebody who is seeking after moksha, liberation, without taking shelter of the Lord or without following the path, simply speculating, then you'll be like you won't get the result. So you won't be able to see goddess of fortune. Now another class of people, artists. Who are artists? Artists, they are very much, they appreciate the beauty of the nature. Yes. So they are fond of capturing the different beautiful scenes that they see in the nature. They want to capture them on their, in their art. Like Srila Prabhupada once said, if you are so attracted to the art, you should see the artist. If you think the art is so beautiful, you should see the artist. He's even more beautiful. So this whole material creation, Krishna says, ekam shena sthito jagat, right? By one part, or he says, it's just the whole material creation, it is springing but from a spark of my splendor. So whatever beautiful thing we are seeing in this world is simply a spark. It's a spark of Krishna's splendor. Yes. So if you are an artist and you like to see beautiful things, you appreciate beautiful things, then you should see the beautiful face of Krishna. There's nothing beyond that. So we know Kamdev, right? Cupid is supposed to be the most beautiful person in the material world. Everyone is attracted to Cupid. But when Cupid saw Krishna, he just fainted. So even the most beautiful thing in this world will look, it will not have any value in front of Krishna's beauty. So if you are an admirer of beauty, you look at Krishna's face. So one thing interesting here that should be noted is Krishna's face is compared to a cup holding the beauty. So we shouldn't think that Krishna's beauty is separate from his face, right? So through his face, you're drinking the nectar because his face is compared to a cup. So his face is the cup, and then in that cup is kept the nectar. So you're drinking the nectar through his face, not like that. His face is the embodiment of beauty. His face and beauty are non-different, just like anything else about Krishna. Krishna and his soul are not different. It's the same. His body and himself are not different. Him and his mind are not different. Similarly, his face and beauty are non-different. So here it is said that Pana Patram Mukham Drisham. Then the next group of people who are attracted to Krishna are the administrative demigods. Srila Prabhupada is saying that they are always afraid of other competitors. So throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, we see how there's always the demigods have to fight with the demons. The demons are always, they are rebellious against the Supreme Lord. And the demigods have to fight, and they want to take the position of the demigods, like Hiranyakashipu. Yes, even Ravana. They always want to go and conquer the demigods, take their position. So they are the administrative heads. They are in constant, they have to struggle to maintain their position. What is the solution? If they take shelter of the arms of Krishna, Krishna's arms are the source of all strength. Anyone who takes shelter of Krishna's arm, he himself becomes protected. He is protected by the arms of Krishna. Not only that, he is able to give protection to everyone else. Because that's the duty of Kshatriyas. That is the duty of the administrative heads. Kshatriya, the very word Kshatriya means one who protects the citizens from getting hurt, from being harmed. Like in Hindi, you say Khatra. Khatra means danger. Right? So Kshatriya. Kshatriya means one who protects others from danger. So when a leader, administrative head, takes shelter of Krishna's arms, then he himself is protected and he's also empowered to protect those who are under him. And Srila Prabhupada even says that who is the best leader, right? A faithful servant of the Lord, engaged in the service of administration, is the ideal executive head and can well protect the interest of the people in general. So we have examples of Yudhishthir Maharaj. We just read before Krishna came to Dwarka. It was all about Yudhishthir Maharaj, isn't it? He didn't want to take the throne, but eventually he took, and how everything prospered under his rule, because Yudhishthir Maharaj was a Rajarshi. Similarly, we read later on in the first canto about Parikshit Maharaj. So that administrative head, that leader who is taking shelter of the Supreme Lord, he becomes an ideal leader. And the opposite, somebody who's not taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, such administrators are symbols of anachronisms. So we came across this word in the same section actually before also. Anachronism is something which is out of time, right? Or a system which does not apply to that particular time, like that. So they come up with all their plans, with all their, ideas, how to bring peace into this world. Yes, but their systems will not work. It's just out of context. It won't help. The only thing that will help is taking shelter of the Supreme Lord, and such a leader can actually do good to the citizens because he will guide them also to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. So, the trio, Shyamananda Pandit, Narottam Das Thakur, and Srinivas Acharya. So, I'm just saying, if the king is a leader, how everyone else is benefited. So, when they were carrying all the books of the Goswamis, they passed by a village called, what is that village called? Some Vanapur, I forget. If anyone remembers, you can help me. Srinivas Acharya going through a village. Vanapur, some village. Anyway, there was a king. He was actually a dacoit, King Birambir. He was a dacoit. And all his citizens were also like that. So anyone who would pass by his kingdom, he would actually, in the night, his men would go, his soldiers would go, plunder the wealth of that, the traveler, and kill them also if they resisted. So anyway, when Srinivas Acharya, they were carrying these books, he stole those books. But eventually, he was, he had his astrologers and all that. So eventually, he gave the books back to Srinivas Acharya. He called him and he gave him the books. His astrologer actually told him that this is the most, before he attacked them, he was told that they were carrying the books in an ox cart. So it was told to him that they were carrying the most valuable thing you can find. So he thought it must be some jewels or diamonds or something. So when he opened, he said, books? What is this? But when he met Srinivas Acharya, he understood. So actually, he surrendered his life to Srinivas Acharya. He is the king of that village, and until then, he was a dacoit. But when he became a Vaishnava, he actually inspired everyone. They were all engaged in meat eating, killing, demigod worship, like that, plundering others. So he passed a rule that everyone in the city should chant a fixed number of rounds of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. And he also made them, he inspired them to stop meat eating and other sinful activities. And the entire village, they became disciples of Srinivas Acharya because the king became a disciple of Srinivas Acharya. So this is an ideal leader. The leader, when he takes shelter of the Supreme Lord, he has the power to bring so many to Krishna consciousness for their benefit. But if the leader is not taking shelter of the Supreme Lord, he is actually not benefiting. Srila Prabhupada even says that what happens because of such leaders, it leads to the acute distress of the people who are governed by them. It's one way or the other. If the leader is not Krishna conscious, then those who are governed by such a leader, they will be in acute distress. And if the leader is Krishna conscious, then everyone will become happy because of Krishna consciousness. They will be yad yad acharati sreshtas tat tat evetaro jana. Like that. Prithu Maharaj. Yes. Like that. So then now we come to the most important point, the fourth class of people that are attracted to Krishna. They are called Saranga. So Saram means essence. And Saranga means the seeker of the essence. So just like we know the example of swans, when you give them milk, which is diluted with water, they take only the milk portion, and they have these two holes on either side of their beak. So the water part comes out and the milk goes inside. Means they are capable of taking only the essence and they leave out that which is not worth. So the devotees of the Lord also, even though they are in this world, they are performing their duties, they are hearing other things, but their focus is always on the lotus feet of Krishna. What do you mean by on the lotus feet of Krishna? What is their interest? Their interest is only in serving the Lord. Whenever we say, see, Pada Sevanam, right? We have 9 forms of devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. So when you say Pada Sevanam is used for somebody who is in the mood of a servant who is worshipping the Lord, right? So the devotees are interested in the lotus feet of the Lord, means they're only interested in serving the Supreme Lord. They're not interested in anything else except in serving the Supreme lotus feet, in serving, in rendering devotional service to the Lord. So therefore, they don't talk about anything other than Krishna. They don't hear about anything except Krishna, or they're not interested in hearing about topics other than Krishna and Krishna's devotees and Krishna consciousness. And their hearts are always hankering after the lotus feet of the Lord. So Srila Prabhupada is giving us a song written by Srila Rupa Goswami in the Stavavali. All of you must have heard this song, but maybe we can try to sing it. I'm not so good at singing, but I will try. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande, Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande, Mana Manasa Madhukaram Arpaya Nijapada Pankajamakarante. This means that, O Lord Sri Krishna, I am offering a prayer unto you. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. I am offering a prayer unto you. Mana Manasa Madhukaram Arpaya Nijapada Pankajamakarande. Please let the bee of my mind be offered the nectar honey of your lotus feet. So Srila Rupa Goswami is saying, why are the devotees so attracted to the Why are the devotees so attracted to the lotus feet of the Lord? Because there is honey that is coming, exuding from the lotus feet of the Lord. Just like bees are always hovering over flowers because they go mad after the honey from the flowers, from the lotus flowers. Similarly, the Lord's feet are compared to lotus flowers, and the devotee's mind is compared to bees. Srila Rupa Goswami is saying. So please offer my bee mind the nectar from your lotus feet. That is all they want. Yadyapi samadhishu vidurapi pashyati natava nakhagra marichim idamichami nishamya tavachyuta tadapi kripa bhutavichim. So this line is saying that although Brahma in full samadhi cannot catch a glimpse of even a ray of the effulgence from the tips of your toenails, after performing tapasya, Lord Brahma is not able to get even a glimpse of the rays of the toenails. But still, I am expecting that. I long to receive that. I want the nectar from your lotus feet. I want darshan of the toenails. Which is very difficult. Even after such severe samadhi and tapasya by Lord Brahma, he could not get, but still I am aspiring for that. Why? How do I dare to aspire for something which is, which is not possible even for Lord Brahma? Because your mercy is astonishing. Your mercy is so great. So on the strength of your mercy, I dare to aspire to get that nectar from your lotus feet, which even great personalities are not able to get. Then the third one, Bhakti Rudanchati Yadyapi Madhava Natvai Mamati Lamatri Parameshwarata Tadapi Tavadhika Durghata Ghatana Vidhatri. So, O Madhava, I don't have any devotion actually. So I don't possess even a sesame seed of bhakti for you. But still I'm aspiring, because what is not possible for you? You can make the impossible possible. Just like Jagai and Madhai, right? You turn them into Vaishnavas. What is not possible for you? Like that, I don't have any devotion in my heart. I have this desire, but I don't have any bhakti. But because you are so great, for what you are so powerful, what is not possible for you? You can give bhakti even to me. So please fulfill my heart's desire. Ayam avilolata yadya sanatana kalitadbhuta rasabharam nivasatu nityam ihamrita nindini vindan madhurimasaram. So, because your lotus feet are filled with such wonderful rasa, that the nectar that is there in your lotus feet, in front of that, the happiness of heaven is also nothing. It is so attractive. The honey coming from your lotus feet, that nectar is so attractive that everything else seems worthless in front of that. So it puts everything else to shame. It is the essence of all sweetness. So therefore, this is my only prayer. I want the, so what is this devotee asking here? I want the honey from your lotus feet means Srila Prabhupada is saying that I am very much attracted to your lotus feet. So let my mind be fixed at your lotus feet so that eternally I may be able to relish the taste of your transcendental service. So what is the devotee asking? Let me stay at your lotus feet means, see, the mood is not enjoyment. That's what we should understand here. The mood is not like, let me taste the nectar, let me enjoy. That's not the mood. Nectar is there in devotional service. Let my mind ever be attached to rendering devotional service to you. And please give me opportunities to render devotional service to you eternally. That's my only desire. Another important statement that Srila Prabhupada is making here. Yes, Mataji, so this is done. Thank you. So another important statement that Srila Prabhupada is making here is that the devotee doesn't even want to enjoy the beautiful face of Krishna. He doesn't even want the association of goddess of fortune. That means lot of opulence. He doesn't want that. Or he doesn't even want the protection of the arms of Krishna. They are also devotees, but we are talking about the pure unalloyed devotees whose only aspiration is simply to serve Krishna, right? Krishna's pleasure. So Srila Prabhupada is saying that the devotees are satisfied with being placed at the lotus feet of the Lord and have no ambition. So they only want to be at the lotus feet of the Lord. So therefore, those devotees who aspire like this, they are not even aspiring for anything else, not even seeing the beauty of they simply want to be at the lotus feet. Their whole attention focus is on the lotus feet of the Lord, how to serve the Lord. Such devotees are considered to be exalted devotees of a higher grade. So devotees are satisfied with being placed at the lotus feet of the Lord and have no ambition to see his all beautiful face or aspire for the protection of the strong arms. Very, very humble by nature. And what is the Lord's reciprocation towards such devotees? He's always leaning towards such humble devotees. This is the Lord's reciprocation. He does not want to leave them even for a moment like that. So actually, this is a very, very beautiful verse. As I heard from, exalted Vaishnavas from our ISKCON society, they all said that it's a very, very, wonderful verse, but somehow I don't have the depth of realization, so I could not go deeper and deeper into it. But yeah, I will stop here. If anybody would like to add your realizations, you're welcome. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Like you were saying, it's just a very beautiful verse. And again, when I had heard Vishnugada Prabhu mention it on Wednesday, I was like, I just went through them in order. I didn't really But when you actually do get into it, and when you hear this song that Rupa Goswami has sung, and like you were saying, the mood is not enjoyment, the mood is service. It doesn't come naturally yet. It's it's coming because I'm listening to you, listening to other people explain this verse, this thing. So hopefully this will redirect me, and hopefully it will become natural. At this point, it is still work in progress. It is still, I'm having to think about it, and but it has clarified it a little bit. And I think it is that song, and you sang it beautifully. And I had not heard it before, but because I heard the reference, I went onto YouTube, and there are some beautiful versions of that. It's sad that I did not hear it until now, but I'm happy that I heard it today. And
the credit goes to you. You told me yesterday about the song, so I looked up.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful. And then I think yesterday's class was also one of those things that happened. Krishna Kirtan Prabhu did not come, and so it was just beautiful to see how the devotees just came together and put the class together, and we had a good discussion. And that is what it is meant to be. And I felt we did what we were supposed to do, and it's a good feeling. Hare Krishna, Ras Chaitanya Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
My question is, does it make difference to focus on Krishna's lotus feet and Krishna's divine face, lotus face?
Mm-hmm.
Does it make?
Because as I know that Krishna's whole personality is transcendental and divine. So focusing on Krishna's lotus feet or face, is the difference?
Prabhuji, you can mute yourself, otherwise there'll be echo. We are in the same room. Yeah. This is just a statement that I heard when I was attending Bhakti Sandarbha classes. So, quoting one prayer offered by Lord Brahma. Maybe it was Prahlad Maharaj, I forget now, but one verse was quoted where the devotee is identifying himself as a servant of the lotus feet. So there one comment was made by the teacher that this is an exalted devotee, because you see, there's absolutely no expectation of anything in return. So when somebody is simply wanting to be at the lotus feet, his only attachment is render service to the Lord's lotus feet. So you are saying, is there any difference between being attracted to the lotus feet and lotus face of Krishna? It's yes and it's no also. Because Krishna there's no difference between, right? Anga niyasya sakalendriya vritti manti. So his every anga is as good as the other. So in that sense, even somebody who's looking at the lotus feet is as good as someone who's looking at the lotus face, because all his angas are completely transcendental and beautiful. But it is just when somebody is putting himself at the lotus, focusing on the lotus feet, it just tells us about the humility of the devotee. Anyway, when we start, it is always recommended that we should start with meditation on the lotus feet. I heard from I think in Srila Prabhupada's lectures, that until and unless you become completely, what do you say, like when you close your eyes, you're able to see the lotus feet of the Lord. Until that time, you should only keep looking at the lotus feet, and then you go to so this is talking about Smaranam. So actually, when you talk about Smaranam, right, you have Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. In Smaranam, there is a procedure how you do it, meditating on the form of the Lord. So you begin with the lotus feet. And then when you become perfect in that meditation, then you move higher. You go to the calves, then to the knees, like that. So somebody who's actually doing systematically. But is there any difference? On one hand, no, because Krishna is completely transcendental. So whatever you're attracted to of Krishna, then you're very fortunate. You have that type of attraction for the Lord. But yeah, when somebody says that, it just talks about the humility of the devotee. That's what Srila Prabhupada is also saying. The devotees are satisfied with being placed at the lotus feet of the Lord. And they have no ambition to see his beautiful face. This is Prabhupada's statement in the purport. So what else can I say after that? Anyone else would like to comment on that? Please go ahead.
I'll throw in a very quick comment that Prabhupada also analogized, that's looking at the lotus feet, to studying Srimad Bhagavatam, that you start with first and second canto, which are compared to the Lord's lotus feet. And then gradually through study and advancement, you could come to the 10th canto, which is his beautiful face. So I just like how Prabhupada sort of analogized that to actually, with your eyes, seeing the Lord studying the Bhagavatam is the same idea. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Yeah. So when we start studying Srimad Bhagavatam, we are actually starting with the lotus feet of the Lord, like that. Okay. You want to share something? Thank you. So I think if there's no other questions or comments, we can end. If there's any announcements.
Just want to mention, well, thank you again, Mother Arcanabhakti. Wonderful, wonderful class. Very, very sweet, and just wonderful to reflect on all day long, to meditate on. We want to also remember that tomorrow we have Snani Yatra. It's a very wonderful, wonderful occasion. Once in a year, we get the chance to bathe Lord Jagannath, and unlike the other bathing ceremonies, everybody in the congregation is able to come freely and bathe Lord Jagannath. So we request all the devotees that are coming, please take it very seriously. Make sure that you're clean, come in your best, nice clothing, with a good consciousness, to make this ceremony very, very, very wonderful. So it starts tomorrow, at regular time, Sunday feast. We encourage everybody to get there early, because we do have a lot of things on the program. We won't keep the Abhishek going past 4:45. So sometimes people show up at 6 o'clock. It'll be over by then. So we want to encourage everybody to come as early as possible. So I know the announcement's been made a couple of times, but we want to really drive it home so that people are aware of it. Okay, that's it.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Pancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Namo Namaha.
Vaishnavebhyo ki jai.
Thank you again, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.